Hey, Walter here, and I just launched the Kickstarter for my new graphic novel, Metal Shark Bro Volume 2, Island of Misfit Bros. So while the Kickstarter was running, I thought it would be cool to take a look at my Kickstarter page and go over all of the things that I think are really important for every Kickstarter to have. Must-have number 1, a great banner image. This is a really important part of a Kickstarter page. It is going to be the first thing people see when they go to the page, and it's going to be the image that they see over and over during the course of the campaign. What makes a great banner image is open to debate, but here are a few things that I personally think are important. Number 1, the image should be custom made for the display size. A lot of people are using images that don't fit perfectly in there, which means you're going to have these black bars on the side. It's really important to remember that the image is going to be displayed at different sizes. Like, you'll have the big size on the Kickstarter page itself, but in the browsing window for Kickstarter, they're going to be shrunk down to this size. So if all of the size available space isn't being used, that's getting wasted, and so people won't see it as much. Number 2, keep in mind that the image shouldn't just be stretched to fit. This gives a really weird looking, stretched, flattened, smushed that isn't very appealing to a lot of people. Number 3, don't just zoom in or poorly crop the image. You want the image to really work to grab people's attention. So if you just have a picture of someone's feet or the top of their head, this isn't going to make any sense, and no one's going to be interested in clicking on the top of somebody's head. Number 4 is to keep the silhouette really simple. This is a new thing for me. I didn't do this in my previous Kickstarters, but it makes a lot of sense. Because the image is going to be seen at different sizes, you want the viewer to be able to see the image and understand what it's showing very quickly. And a way to do this is via composition and color. But the easier way to do it is just to keep the image simple. Like, if you just have somebody's head on there, people are going to be able to instantly see it's a head and see what's going on there. If you have like a bunch of characters on there, or like a battle or something, it's going to be really hard for people to instantly know what's going on, especially when it's a smaller size. Number 5, Kickstarter says that it doesn't like for there to be text on the banner image because it kind of makes things look not as clean, not as appealing. Like, they want to see big, bold, beautiful artwork in the thumbnails for the banners, which makes total sense. The other thing to think about with showing the logo on the banner instead of the art is that the name of the comic is actually appearing below the banner. So you're basically giving people two of the exact same things. You're like, hey, this is graphic novel title, and then right below it, it says graphic novel title. So it's not really serving much of a purpose at that point. So it's better to show them what they would be getting. For comics, you know, that is obviously the artwork or the cover or something like that. Must have number 2 is the title and short summary. Next to the banner image, this is going to be the very next thing that most people are seeing. So you want to be able to hook them really quickly and let them know what they're getting so that they know they want to get it. So number 1 for this, for the title, just use the title. Sometimes I see comic book and graphic novel added to the title, and I don't really think that's necessary. Most people who are clicking on it know that you probably make comics or graphic novels, or they're already browsing in the Kickstarter category of comics and graphic novels. So there's not really a point to say comics or graphic novels in the title. Number 2, the short description is super important. Kickstarter is going to be sending out emails to people, or people are going to be scrolling and browsing through the Kickstarter pages and projects. So they're going to see that short description, and that's going to be what convinces them outside of the banner image to click on your project. So you want that short description to give the most appealing part of your project. So it should be what the story is about. Like, you don't want to put in there like, this is a graphic novel with 100 pages of art and story. Like, that's not very appealing. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, it's a graphic novel. Like obviously, like, people know it's a graphic novel, but what's the story about? What's gonna hook them? And you also don't want to put something in there like, check out the new graphic novel by Spiky and Man Bun, unless Spiky and Man Bun are really, really, really popular creators. no one's gonna really care that the comic was created by Spikey and Man Bun. They don't know who they are yet. They'd rather know about the story. Must have number 3 is the video. I think having a video is very important, and it doesn't have to be this amazing, well-produced, like epic Hollywood movie. Like just using a cell phone recording is more than enough. It doesn't even have to have editing. Would that stuff help? Sure, but not that much. Like just having the cell phone recording and talking about what the project is, who the creator is, and maybe some of the things that they can get and what the plans are for the project in general. That is more than enough for a Kickstarter video. Must have number 4 are the story elements, or what's in the description of the Kickstarter page itself. Some of this stuff could be covered in the video as well, but not everyone's going to watch the video. So it's important to include all that same stuff in the story section of the Kickstarter page. So some of those things are number 1, tell people what the project is about. What's the story? Who are the characters? What is the main product being produced? Like, is it a 24-page comic? Is it a 200-page graphic novel? Let everybody know what they're gonna get when they pledge to the Kickstarter. Number 2, tell them why they should care that the product gets made. Like, is there a cause? Has it been a lifelong passion? And it doesn't have to be like anything earth-shattering. It doesn't have to be a heartfelt story. Just let them know why you care so that they can also care. Number 3, show them the product. Comic pages, concept art, covers, mock-up of what the book would look like. Just anything to let them see what they would be getting if they backed the project. Trying to get a art project funded without showing art is tough. Trying to get a comic project funded without showing comic pages is tough. Also with images, you shouldn't reuse the same image over and over again. So if you have the cover, don't just keep showing different sections of the cover, like have the cover at the top and the bottom, and then also use the cover as the banner image. This is going to make people get bored of looking at your project, and it's also going to make them feel like maybe there isn't very much content for them to back. Number 4, show off the rewards. Graphics are a great way to help backers visualize all the cool stuff they can get. There's 2 ways I know to do this. You can do a graphic that shows each of the different packages or tiers that they can get, or you can make an individual graphic for each item. I used to do the package method, but now I do the item method because it's way more manageable. Also, I think this is a really good way to inform backers how to do add-ons via their pledge, since it's not a current feature of Kickstarter. Number 5, tell them what the money is going to be used for. Break it down in a pie chart so they know there is a plan for where the money is going, and not just that the money is going into this black hole of hope that they might get something out of. So is it $1,000 for printing and $500 for shipping and another $1,000 for production? Whatever it is, just put it on there so they know that there is a plan for this project. Number 6, show them who they're backing. Again, with the whole black hole of hope, putting a face to the project does wonders to make the backers feel confident in the project. Must have number 5 is pricing the tiers correctly. Nothing can kill a project faster than pricing the tier cost way too high. People already have an innate sense of how much shipping should cost and how much different products should cost. Like for me, I do a lot of graphic novels. So I know most graphic novels are in the 20 to 25 range, depending on if shipping is included or not. So if I wanted to charge like $40 for a graphic novel, this is going to make a lot of people stop and probably not back the project. The only way to get $40 for a graphic novel is if it's a huge book and it's a beautiful, big, hardcover book. If you're just doing like a 100-page graphic novel and charging $40 for a trade of it, that is not gonna fly for most people. The easiest way to figure out what the price point should be is to look at other Kickstarters that have been very successful and see how they priced all their different rewards, like the graphic novel, shirts, pins, prints, etc. It's also smart to have a tier for every price point: $20, $50, $70, hundreds of dollars. You can go up to $400, $500, $1,000 for the people who really love your project and want to support it as much as they can. Okay, so those are some of the things that I think are really important that every Kickstarter needs. If you guys would like to support the Kickstarter, that would be awesome. But even if you can't back the project, just sharing it with your friends on social media does a ton. Heck, you could even call up your grandma. Maybe she would like a copy of Metal Shark Bro. Who knows?